Hi, everyone. We are at the halfway point of our 12 days of Christmas, and we're going to do six geese a laying. So, odd language, I know, but I think that's how the song goes. Of course, use your clay brand of choice, condition your clay, and as always, we're going to start with a round white and two white hearts. And by now, you've probably figured out how you want your hearts to be and what size you want your round to be. And we're going to start the way we always do. We are going to put on the hearts. And you can see I've already cut out the paper clip. And now we're going to make a goose. And, we've been making a lot of birds in this series, and they all kind of start the same way. So, going to roll out a little bit longer neck for the goose, not as long as we will for the swan, but the goose does have a longer neck. And just kind of play around with this and shape him out. Her. She's laying eggs. Her. And once you get the shape the way you like it, press it onto the clay. Well, I don't know why I didn't like that. I think it was too big. So I think I wanted to cut it down a little bit. Now, I did do this 2 years ago, as most of you know. Yeah, I think that first one was a little too big. So I made this one a little smaller, but I think I made the beak too big. But I always think that a goose has a big beak. I don't know. And you see how I kind of made the tail end pointy for the tail, yeah. Now just a teardrop shape for the beak. And quite honestly, I really think I should have waited on putting the beak on until I had all the embellishments on. But this was 2 years ago when I was starting to get sick with my blood pressure and my eyes, and everything sort of came together, and my 12 days of Christmas kind of went downhill. And when you see the last one I did, you'll understand what I'm talking about. The quality kind of went down. But I'm leaving it up to you to make it better. And now I'm just texturing it a little bit, make it more look like a goose. Though it kind of looks like a duck at this point, but a goose would have a longer neck, I think. But you can give yours a longer neck and a smaller beak. See, that's my tip of the day for you. I have no new exciting stories to tell you because nothing has happened in my life. I went to the post office, I went to the grocery store. there, there you go. That's about it. Wore my mask. Was shocked to see that very few people were wearing masks. Now we're doing the big teardrop shape for the wing. And we're just going to texture it. And I use the end of my paintbrush. Yeah, I wish I could tell you that 100 turkeys walked through my front yard, but I can't. They haven't done that in a while. But one thing I do worry about is when I take a walk. Um, I don't have a dog here anymore. And we do have bears and coyotes and bobcats, and I don't want to run across one of those things. I mean, they stay away from you. But when I had the dog, I remember one time she chased a coyote out of the property. And I'm just doing some embellishments here. I think I'm doing like leaves, like she's sitting in a nest. And you can do this any way that you want. And I'm going to put an egg on either side of her. And you just, for the eggs, you just roll it into the egg shape. Let's just texture the nest. So a few weeks ago, I made a chocolate chip pound cake, and I mailed one to my aunt in New Hampshire and one to my son in Rhode Island. So my son's friend, who was up there with him, he said, "How about doing one with blueberries?" So I said, "Okay." So yesterday I made okay, here we're doing the eggs. I made a pound cake with blueberries. And I put, as usual, I put in too many blueberries. Well, I usually put in too many chocolate chips. This time I put in too many blueberries. So I made two, one for my aunt again, one for my son. And I made a big one for my son because I know his friend. He's a big guy, so they like to eat. Well, I got up this morning and I went to pack them up to ship them. And my brother, who lives in the house here with me, had eaten a third of the cake that I'm sending to my son. Oh well, it must have tasted good then. And there we have two eggs. And of course, if you want to put more eggs, put more eggs. You know what I say, do what you want. Here we're going to do a ribbon. And I'm surprised that I haven't put the hook in yet. I should have told you earlier to put the hook in before you did all this work. In fact, put the hook in at this point because you don't want to squish too much stuff. Or maybe just put it in at the beginning. I should have told you that earlier. I'm sorry. So I stayed up late last night and I got quite a few videos narrated. So I'm doing a few more this morning. I did a few of the polymer clay quick tips. I hope you enjoy that series. Make sure you watch them. I know they're going to be a little boring, but there's a point to them. You know, instead of doing this little knotted thing, you could put a star up there or a heart. And that's it. And oh my gosh, that was quick. Put that darn hook in. And we are halfway through the series now. And the next one is going to be, I believe, Seven Swans a Swimming. And of course, follow the directions on your package of clay to bake. Guess what I forgot? I forgot to put the blush on. Hey, blush before you bake. Put the blush on. I didn't put blush on him. Whoa, no. Well, I'll see you all. Bye.